Abdurrashid Maina, you are welcome to our program, The Truth Must Be Told. Last time we had a recording of you telling Nigerians how you barely managed to escape with your life. This time around, they say you have disappeared, reappeared, disengaged, reinstated, and promoted. How possible is it?
Well, just as the statement sounds, it sounds absurd to me, because while I respect the Nigerian authority, all the systems for creating that statement, I also want to say this. During the last administration, I had a running battle with the pension looters. Now, this is a person who was given leadership of a committee that was charged with the responsibility of restructuring pension offices in Nigeria. Now, we started with Office of Head of Service Pension Office. Now, in my committee, in my team, I had EFCC. I have 47 EFCC staff working with me in that committee. I had about 30-something staff of ICPC in that committee. Even though they had, this senior representation like deputy directors on the committee, they had also other auxiliary staff working in the committee in all the other sections. So was NIA, so was DSS. I can give you, for example, from the DSS, from the EFCC, we had, first of all, we had Ibrahim Adoke, and then we also had Colonel Sule, and then later, I think the last person was Mohammed Wakili, who was working hand in hand with Ibrahim Lamodri. Now, then in the ICPC, we had GT Idris, who was on the board, and then we have Hassan Salihu, and then also in the DSS we had Mr. Odomenem, and then we had Mr. Moro, and then from the NIA, the present DG, the present acting DG, Mohammed Dauda, was also a member. We also had Babagana Kaigama, who has been the director of finance of the PITAD, which is a transformation from PRGT to PITAD. And we had a representation from the Attorney General's office, Mr. Kasim. We had representation from Auditor General's office, from the police, from all the security agencies. Now, the next thing I heard was Maina. How can somebody accuse you, a person, not a committee, of stealing 195 billion naira? Okay, now, if I had stolen 195 billion naira, then how much did EFCC took? How much did ICPC took? How much did all the security agencies took? This is the question Nigerians should be asking. Nigerians just beg for blood where there's none. As soon as somebody says this is a thief, everybody goes in after that, and nobody asks questions. Let me tell you, all they're trying to do is to divert your attention from the actual money that I recovered to something that is insignificant. Now, let me say this. First, when they said I had stolen 195 billion naira, and the pension thieves who had given the then Senate committee about 3 billion naira, which was confirmed, I have documents to show you, Nigerian public. They wrote a petition to EFCC, ICPC, and they were recorded live to say that, look, my name is so and so, I'm the lawyer to Mr. Stidi Shaibu, and I'm the personal assistant to Senator Etuk. We were giving money. We lodged in a hotel called Top Rank. All they gave us was they asked us to go in and defend Mr. Maina and write anything we want to write on Mr. Maina. Now, I don't know these guys. I just heard about it and I saw a copy of the petition. Now, Nigerians did not even look at that. Nobody's asking questions about what is happening to those people. Distinguished Senator Kabirga in April of 2016 came out to say that the 195 billion naira he allegedly said was stolen is actually in the Buhari administration, TSA, single treasury account. And that's just more important. Nigerians should start thinking, look, here I am, I was accused of stealing 195 billion naira by the same 7th Senate. Now the 7th Senate and the member of the 8th Senate who was on the committee, co-chairing the committee, now came out in 2016 after damaging my name for 4 years to come out and say, no, it was a mistake. The money is actually there in the Buhari administration account. Now everybody's looking at Maina the thief. For 4 years, 2012 to 2016, everybody looked at me as Maina the thief. Nobody will understand, nobody will believe.
So actually those monies were not even missing.
No, not missing, I mean, never missing. I said it, I cried out loud. If you remember the interview, I granted you, I told you, nothing was missing, there was no such money. In fact, what he said was that money was missing in the DSS and the military pension, and I told him, I said it was a lie. I said it in your last interview. So people, just sit down at home, they look at TV and they believe anything they see on TV. Now let me tell you this, I happen to be in the corridors of power and I knew and I understand how power works. People say things and they want to divert attention, they send you a wild goose chase while the actual meat is being cooked. Now, this is what happened to me during the last administration. Now let me tell you this, I had to run because I was shot at, I was almost killed. Now, my family were threatened, I was threatened, I had to leave. Now, that was an opportunity for the pension leaders to come back. As soon as I left, and during the transition of PRTT into Pitad, which was something that was organized, push Maina out, Great Pitad, continue looting. Immediately, I raised an alarm. I was not even in the country. I raised an alarm. I said, there is a 35 billion naira that is going to be stolen. They thought it was a joke. They stole the money. Alas, so I wrote a document.
31 billion.
35 billion.
35 billion.
From Office of the Head of Service, yes. And then I wrote a letter to the ICPC. ICPC went and arrested 19 staff of the Service Office. Now, the outcome of that investigation, I don't know. The money was stolen. They went and found, they recovered so much money. The key thing is that Nigerian people need to sit down and look at these facts. So when I received with shock the letter of dismissal, I didn't even receive the letter. I have never seen the letter. It was
when you had
when I heard about it. So my lawyers went to court and they took the Senate to court, and the court quashed the whatever was the report of the Senate. The court also removed all the warrant of arrest. The court upheld this and that. I should return to work. That was in April 2013. But the last administration, Jonathan administration, they refused to take me back to my job. They refused to obey the court order. That head of service then was asked not to return me to the office. The Federal Service Commission chairperson at that time did not want me to return to the office. Okay, so now I did not return to the office. But when this government came in, government of the people, by the people, run by a president that we love, a president that stands for the truth, a president that Nigerians depend on for their life. This president went and gave his note that go and sit down with Maina. I've given you the approval. They sat down with me after the security agencies cleared me of any wrongdoing. I recovered money for last administration, and I recovered money for this administration. Nobody has ever taken me to court in Nigeria. I want Nigerians to know, I have never been taken to any court of law. Nobody has ever sued me for anything. I've never been taken to any court of law. I have sued all these security agencies you are talking about, and I have won. I have 4 court judgments. They placed my name on Interpol. I went to the court, I removed it. They did this, I removed it. There's nothing they have not done. Even when they could not do anything, they went to immigration, put his name on no-fly list. I went to the airport, I was in Nigeria, that was in 2015. They put my name on no-fly list. I went to the court. The court gave me 2 million naira damages for not flying that day by immigration. Now, I didn't even approach the immigration for that money. Now, people don't know this. Let me explain this. Most people may not understand this, but let me explain for Nigerians, because I want the truth to be told, and I want Nigerians to understand the truth and know what is going on in Nigeria. Listen, I'm not afraid of anybody, I'm saying the truth. Now, our president, thank God our president stands for the truth. The unfortunate thing is that some people around him, whom he has given trust, are lying to him. This one I can attest to, and I can give you instances, I can give you documentary evidences. People portray themselves as if they are saints around the president. It's a lie, they are not. We know it. And that's why they're after my life. I know you're after my life. And that is why. Nobody else is looking for me from it. No, what do you mean people are looking from the FCC? I've been in Nigeria for 11 months working. I see Magu every day. I had a meeting in Dubai with the Minister of Justice and National Security Advisor on the approval of the president. After I was cleared of any wrongdoing by DSS, after I was cleared of any wrongdoing by National Security Advisor's Office, which is supposed to be the one in charge of all the security agencies. Now, is EFCC not under the Minister of Justice? Is EFCC not under the auspices of the NSS office? So what are we talking about? So is EFCC now saying NSA is a liar? Or is EFCC now saying Minister of Justice is a liar? Or what is it that they're trying to do? Is it that he does not respect Minister of Justice, or he does not respect constitutional authority, or is it because people say he has ears of the president, so whatever he wants to do, he does it with impunity? And this is the truth. I don't fear you, Mr. Magu. I'm being honest with you, and I'm straightforward with you. We're from the same state, but you are not telling the government the truth. There are so many things that have happened in that office. You have invited me, you wanted me to work with you. I didn't want to work with you because I knew so many things are not going right in the EFCC. Who checks you? Who checks your staff? Who checks EFCC? They've been stealing money. Oh, so most of your staff, they have a lot of pensions, and I know them, and I have documents. I have pictures of their. I have pictures of your staff buildings. What have you done? You have received countless of allegations, countless of petitions against your staff. What have you done about it? People just go out and say, okay, EFCC should go out after somebody with red dress. That person in red dress is a thief. He has stolen so much money from Nigerians because nobody checks them. Now, let there be an authority to check them. I said, I recovered, first, we recovered as a team, 282 billion naira cash, which the then Minister of Finance, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, took to CBN. We recovered and said, now, she went to the Senate on live broadcast and said, look, I want to have the approval of Mr. President to move 74 billion naira from that money into the 2012 budget. And she got approval, and the Senate gave their nod, and that money which we recovered was moved into the 2012 budget.
The last thing I want to end with, those monies that were found by the task force, and I asked for evidence of that, and they submitted to me from their work on the biometrics. We've garnered that. I think for this year, we will be able to have an additional 74 billion.
The second thing is, we caught 43 pension thieves. Now, my job as a taxing chairman is to oversee what the taxing members are doing. EFCC was represented by Mr. Ibrahim Adoke. After Ibrahim Adoke left, Mr. Colonel Sule came. After Colonel Sule left, Mr. Mohammed Kil came, who was working with Mr. Ibrahim Laborde. Now,
but if I may ask,
yeah.
Was Magu not with EFCC then?
He was director of operations. What are you talking about? He was part of EFCC. These are reports from EFCC to their offices, reports, signed by Colonel Sule. Look at it. It was signed by Colonel Sule of EFCC. This one was not written by Mr. Nura Mangani. Look at it. Look at it. These are EFCC operatives in the taxing. They are part and parcel, embedded part of the taxing. In fact, they are the ones doing the operations. All the reports, because a copy of such reports was usually sent to Office of Head of Service, and observations are done, and then the Head of Service sends me a copy so that I'll be able to look at it, and we'll sit down as a team to go through the observations. So the same document goes to DSS write their own report, police does their own report, NIA, Mohammed does its own report, all the security agencies do their own report, and all the other agencies, including Public Complaints Commission. Now, let me come back to the recovered items. We recovered, aside from the 282 billion, we were able to bring information and caught 43 pension suspects. 1.6 trillion naira cash, investment, and properties were recovered. Now, these recoveries were done by the same EFCC and kept with the EFCC. Now, you need to ask Farida Waziri, Mohammed Lamode, Magu about these recoveries. Where are these monies? You may recall, some guy called I saw him on TV, Mr. George Obo went and accused EFCC of stealing 1.9 trillion. He wasn't lying. He wasn't lying. I saw it on TV. And I was wondering, people were just fighting this guy. He was telling the truth. If he had the documents I had, he would have shown I didn't want to lose my life. So I left them. Okay? Because this is an institution. People are behind these people. They are big people in Nigeria, and they are behind them. You can't fight them. Like somebody just sent me a WhatsApp message. Because I can receive WhatsApp messages here. So somebody sent me a WhatsApp message to say that You have to be careful. You cannot fight Magu because he's a rock and he's the only person with the listening ear of the president. And so if you come for the National Assembly hearing and you testify against the FCC, you will be killed before you get to your house. And I replied to the person, I said, look, nobody takes life but God. But one thing is that I am not fighting Magu. They have threatened me, they have threatened my lawyer, they have threatened my brother, sister, they have threatened us all that I will be killed. In fact, somebody threatened my family will be annihilated if I go and testify. Now, this issue is, I asked Mr. President specifically, Mr. President, if you really want to know the truth and you want to be fair to the whole nation, don't side the FCC, please. Give opportunity for everybody to come and present. And I'm appealing to you, Mr. President. There are so many things people are not telling you. When I get to that public hearing, I will tell you some things that nobody ever told you, Mr. President, because I never had the opportunity to sit down with you. And I'm telling Mr. President, I will give you information and documents that will fetch you over 3 trillion naira now in Nigeria. If I don't do it, Mr. President, give me 9 months. Within the first 3 months, I will show you 1 trillion, just like I showed you 1 trillion in this 2017. I will show you again, and I will show you, and I will show you again. Now, as soon as this government decided to sit with me, and after sitting with me, I told them, okay, I will not leave you to go back to Nigeria without something in your pocket. I'm going to give you something in your pocket. And the minister laughed. Minister of Justice laughed. He said, what are you going to give us? I said, I'm going to give you guys a gift. What is the gift? I gave him a document. I said, go here, here. There's 1.3 trillion naira. They're going to steal it because they've been stealing every year. When I gave them that, the minister thought, oh, come on, that was impossible. When he got back, he realized I gave him a correct intelligence. Now, after giving them the information, they asked me, when are you coming back? And I said, I will soon be back. I said, well, I have my court order. So I asked my lawyer to write a petition. The lawyer wrote a petition to government, and the minister set up a committee to look at the petition. They looked at the petition and recommended that this is a court order, that there's no question, going back on it. Nobody had appealed it since 2013, so government must obey it. So he sent a letter to Minister of to Civil Service Commission to say, this is the report, this petition I got in my office. I'm attaching the court order, which you must respect. And so people are saying, I'm hearing people are saying he's directing people to respect. No, he said you must respect the court order. This is the court order because he's the chief officer of the country. Now, the document was taken to the Federal Civil Service Commission. I went to the Federal Civil Service Commission. They told me they have just received the document. They are going to sit down and have a meeting. After their meeting, they wrote to Office of Head of Service. They said, we want you to sit down with your senior staff committee. After that, you send it to the Minister of Interior that was used at that time because they were coerced, which I later found out. The directors, the committee, senior staff committee, were coerced by the then Head of Service, Mr. Isabel Osali, to make sure that they send me out packing because I had stopped the inflow of 5.2 billion naira monthly to Office of Head of Service. I went to Minister of Finance, I wrote a letter, I said, look, the actual money that was supposed to be going to Office of Head of Service is 825 million. She said, no. I said, yes.
So there's an excess of about 600 something million.
I said, no. It's 4.4 billion. I told her, I said, this money is not needed. Forget. Minister could not believe me. She said, no, I will not stop sending 5.2 billion. And I told her, I said, for police pension, they need only 482 billion. She said, Maina, I'm not going to listen to you and stop sending this money. Then I said, ma'am, then you are sending money to people who will steal. You are sending money to people who will steal. And they will be stealing these monies.